how big. There's a little bass. There we go. Hey, folks. Well, I'm fishing a little bitty light worm right now. And I just want to tell you, first of all, this is the first fishing trip I've had in about 2 or 3 weeks. I've been sick with COVID-19. This is my first fishing trip, and I don't have a lot of strength yet, so I'm going to use some light spinning tackle and some small little worms and just kind of do some finesse fishing and see what I can catch, because I can kind of fish easy and just take this little worm and just with this little spinning rod, just throw it in these little spots, like, I don't know, just wherever I can. Oh, I think I got another strike. Oh, I had another strike. I had a strike. There's one. Right there, right there. Look at that, look at that. It's a different fish. Hey, I'll tell you what I got here, folks. This is a whole different ball game. See, we're in this A1 area down around Miami, and the aquarium industry has forever taken fish like this Mayan cichlid, and that's a Mayan cichlid, and they've released them into the waterways around Miami, and consequently, they've gotten all over the place. So what we do here, and this is a nice little fish. It fights real good. It's about like a bluegill. Oop, oop, oop. I was going to show it to you a little better. And they hit little worms, and they hit little topwater plugs, and they hit a little bit of everything. Let me throw in there, maybe there's another one. Okay, and what I'm doing, I'm just fishing it light and easy. You know, I have braid. In fact, this is one of my favorite rods and reels. It's a 7-foot rod. It's a medium heavy rod. But what it has is 20-pound braid. Then on top of that, I have a 12-pound leader, a fluorocarbon leader. So anyway, that makes it pretty good. There's one. Oh yeah. Oh, nice bass. Yeah, I got a bass one. Yes, sir, son. That's what it's all about. He was right on the little clump of reeds right out in front of me, and I threw this little bitty worm in there. Woo, nice one. Yes, sir. That's the whole deal. You know, it's kind of sunny today. Well, the clouds just came in for a second. And so consequently, they're in the shade of these little bushes. That was a nice little bass. That's a nice little bass, and I'm going to just throw in the same spot just because maybe there's two. It was right there. I'm a little close, and I've probably scared them. But these little isolated clumps like this, like that one, that's the perfect kind of place to find a single bass. And it could be a great big one. That one wasn't very big, but oh, I don't know what that was. I tell you, with this light spinning tackle, these little 1.5 to 2 pound fish feel good. They feel big. In fact, I have a power pole. I want to come down with a power pole. See what happens. One thing about it, now that fish was on an ambush point. He was on that little patch of grass facing the wind, and the second I threw in there, he got it. So it wasn't any kind of hesitation to it. He just took it right away. So I think they're set up on these little places, and they're going to hit pretty quick. If you throw in there, in just a couple seconds, you're going to feel a strike. There's something, I don't know what it is. Bass. It's a bass. Okay. It was a bass. Okay, it's a bass. It's kind of skinny. He swallowed it a little bit. Have to get in here with my pliers. It's kind of a skinny bass, but he was a bass. Hey folks, what do you think of this tricked out canoe? I got little rudders up front. I got my trolling motor. I got my power pole on here. I'm all set up. I mean, this is kind of a neat little deal for the Everglades. But the nice thing about it is that where there's no launching facilities, I can drag this little canoe all over the place. And I can drag it right into position. And that's the whole key. It only weighs less than 100 pounds. And so I carry a battery down and I can do a couple other things. But anyway, it's just a great little way of fishing inaccessible waters. You just can't launch a boat here. Okay, let's look what I got for a topwater fish. Oh, son, that's what I got for a topwater fish. This is a big guy. Holy moly. Oh, he got off. That's wonderful. That's wonderful, because they're hard to get off. That's a big old garfish, long-nosed gar. Hit a topwater plug. Oh, I've caught him here. There's a strike. Must have been a cichlid. That must have been a cichlid. He didn't bite it very good. Must have been a cichlid. There's a strike. I don't know what it is. I think it's a small bass. Yeah, small bass. Small bass. You know, we're not catching much. I'm just out for the day with my little canoe and just catching little bitty bass. Hey, I'm just having a ball. You know, I've been so sick with the COVID-19 that I don't have much strength and I don't have much energy. It's just real relaxing to come out here, take a little bitty spinning rod like this one, and just make, you know, little bitty casts out there like this, and just, ooh, that was a good fish. Ooh, look at that one. That was a good looking bass right there, boys. That's a good looking fish. We'll see how that goes. When they built this place, like I say, it was a bunch of farm fields. And it was 17,000 acres of, see, this is one of the irrigation ditches right here, one of the big canals, and it's like 10 feet deep or 12 feet deep right there. So that's a deep spot. This is a road bed here, it's only 3 feet deep. So it's a whole different ball game. There's different depth waters, and there's just schools of fish all over if you find them. Now, we haven't found a school of fish yet, but a lot of times you go along and you won't catch much anything, just a couple small ones like I've caught. Then all of a sudden, bam, you hit a real bonanza, a real good school. Nice ones. You might catch 10 or 15. And that's kind of what I'm trying to look for, of course, is a school of fish. There's one, there's one, there's one. There was better fish. Right at the entrance of that deal. Yeah. See, that's the thing. When you find these little slots, and what it is and why there's fish are here, is that what you have is, we're in a road bed right now, and it's pretty shallow. It's about 2 or 3 foot shallower than it is right over there. So these fish kind of lay, I guess they lay all over the place in here. That's the kind of fish we're talking about. That's a nice little fat one. But he's not a real big one, but just decent. Okay. Oh yeah, big, nice one. Yes, sir. Now we're talking. The old swimming Senko. The old swimming Senko. Yes, sir. I could see that fish coming in. He came zooming in, and he hit that swimming Senko, that 5.5-inch Yamamoto swimming Senko. I could see how he just came up and just grabbed it so good. Beautiful bass. And how I have it rigged is kind of cool. I got a piece of 17-pound leader, and I have this new 5/0 EWG hook by Gamakatsu. It's really a nice hook. And anyway, what I did, I just swam it across here, and I saw that wake coming. I saw that wake. Get another swimming Senko. This particular color is the 208. That's the watermelon red. Watermelon with black and red. Okay, and to rig it up, I just come through the head of it about 3/4 of an inch. And then get that shoulder of that EWG hook coming out. And then bury that worm hook like so. And screw that little front end. See, I got a little screw-in weight. Small screw-in weight. 1/16 of an ounce. I got him. I got him. I got a fish. I don't know if it's the one or not. It's a pretty good one. Could be the one that just bit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll put a power pole down just to see if it's a good deal. Okay, we're catching some fish, and they're hitting like they're supposed to hit. They're making a wake behind it. So what I do, I take the old swimming Senko, and I get it, and I throw it. I'll throw it in those weeds. Ooh. Oh yeah, big one, big one, big one, big one, big one, big one, big one. Oh yeah, big one. Big one. Yes, sir. That's what we're talking about, folks. That's what it's talking about. I knew there'd be a big one sooner or later. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Yes, sir. Now we're talking. Okay. I'm telling you what, folks. The old swimming Senko, big giant bass. Woo, son. And did you see that wake that came up? That's like the 3rd or 4th big one that's just come waking after it. And look what he did. You saw what I did today. I came down this shallow roadbed, even though the water was high because we'd had that Hurricane Eta. And I used that swimming Senko from Yamamoto. I used it on 50-pound braid. So I tell you folks, even though the water's high and sometimes it's not the best conditions, you can still catch fish. Now I lost a couple because number one, I broke the line on the lighter leader. I found today that 50-pound braid was just doing just fine. So I tell you, these Everglades or something, this little tricked out aluminum boat, well this isn't the aluminum boat, this is the canoe. This is the perfect thing for me recuperating from COVID-19. So I'm just gonna put another worm on. And I just want to thank you for watching this video. These YouTubes are a lot of fun to make, and I haven't done any fishing in about a couple weeks, and so I'm a little bit behind. But I tried to show you a few things about swimming a Senko, or in fact, throw in that little small a light worm weight to start with. Anyway, folks, it's been a lot of fun down here in the Everglades, working the old canoe, catching a few nice bass. We'll see you again soon. Thank you.